I'm going to show you how to make vertical profile plots for limnology data. They're formatted a little bit differently than standard plots, so you have to know a few tricks in Excel in order to set them up. It's easiest if you start with the data like I have it organized on the spreadsheet here, with depth the furthest column on the right, and then the other things that you want to have on your plot, the data that you measured, to the left of there. So to start off, we're going to make a temperature profile plot. So the first thing I'm going to do is select both temperature and depth, those two columns of data, and then go to the Insert menu and select Scatter Plot. And that will make a plot that has temperature across the x-axis here down on the bottom, and then depth on the y-axis. And that's the right locations for those, but a normal profile plot in Limnology will have the parameter you measure across the horizontal axis up here on the top. And then instead of having depth go from the bottom up, we want to have it start at 0 here at the top and go to larger depths as you go down. So in order to do that, we need to modify this axis. Go to Format Axis here. And then select this box here to put the values in the reverse order. So that puts the depth from 0 at the top and higher depths at the bottom, deeper depths at the bottom, and it moves this the temperature axis up here to the top. While I'm formatting this plot, I'll show you a few other things. Excel likes to throw a bunch of junk on your plots that you don't need. Generally, when you're printing a plot, like you will be for your reports, you don't need a title, so you can go ahead and delete that. But you always need to have titles on your axes to tell us what the measurements are. So add the axis titles by clicking that plus button here and then going down to axis titles like I already did. I'll put titles on, and you can just type in the parameters that you're measuring. So this is temperature. I want to put that little degree sign in there. So that's hidden under the Insert menu up here, under Symbol. And then you can find it in this big table of characters up here. It just happens to be the last one I used, so it's right here under Recently Used. Insert degrees. Close that, and then put Celsius. I think that'll look nicer in parentheses, actually. And then for the vertical axis title, type in depth in meters. And there's my plot. So that's a decent looking version of the temperature profile plot. I could go through all those steps again to make an oxygen plot and a conductivity plot. But there's a little shortcut I can show you. If you want to make a plot with the same type of formatting, just take this one and copy it. So copy, click somewhere off the plot and paste a version of it in. And now I have two versions of that plot. If you notice, when I select this plot, it highlights the data that I'm using. So if I want to change this into an oxygen profile plot, I can just grab this data here and drag it over. Select the series, drag it over. So I've got the oxygen column. And now this is showing oxygen concentrations versus depth. So I need to change this to dissolved oxygen in milligrams per liter. There you go.